Just outside the town of Willow Creek, there was a quiet little community, surrounded by woods and winding trails. In that town lived a boy named Ethan, known by everyone for being hardworking and kind-hearted. But despite his good nature, Ethan struggled with something that slowly ate away at his happiness. He was always comparing himself to others. When he saw his classmate Jake, the straight-A student, he'd think, "I wish I was that smart." When he passed by his neighbor Mr. Collins, who drove a shiny new truck and owned a huge house, he'd think, "Why can't I be that successful?" Even at the park, when someone sprinted past him during a jog, he'd quietly sigh, "I wish I could run like that." The more he compared, the more disappointed he felt. His focus in school dropped. His motivation at work slipped away. He began to believe he'd never be enough. One weekend, a well-known life coach named Mr. Avery came to town. People said he had a way of changing lives with just a few words. Ethan, curious but skeptical, went to meet him. He opened up and said, "Mr. Avery, I try my best, but I always feel like I fall short. When I see people doing better than me, I just feel small. I want to stop feeling this way." Mr. Avery smiled and said, "Meet me at the old oak tree in Willow Grove tomorrow morning. Your answer will be waiting there." Ethan was puzzled, but showed up at sunrise. Mr. Avery was already there, standing beneath the massive tree. He pointed at the forest and asked, "Tell me, what do you see?" Ethan looked around. "I see trees, all kinds. Some tall, some wide, some full of leaves, others not so much." Mr. Avery nodded. "Now imagine this. What if that pine tree started complaining it's not as tall as the redwood, and the redwood got jealous? Because the maple has prettier leaves?" Ethan chuckled. "That sounds silly." "Exactly," Mr. Avery said. "But that's what you do every time you compare yourself to someone else." He continued, "Each tree has its own purpose. The pine gives shelter, the maple brings color, the redwood touches the skies, and together they make this forest beautiful." Ethan paused. For the first time, something clicked. But Mr. Avery wasn't done. He led Ethan to a small pond nearby. Fish swam beneath the surface, birds soared above. Pointing to the sky and water, he said, "If a fish tries to fly, it will fail. And if a bird tries to swim like a fish, it'll drown. So why are you trying to be someone you're not? You weren't made to be a copy. You were made to be original." Ethan stood there in silence. His chest felt lighter. His thoughts felt clearer. He finally understood. Comparison was stealing his joy. From that day forward, Ethan stopped looking sideways and started looking inward. He worked on his skills, followed his path, honed his strengths. Slowly his confidence returned. Life didn't feel like a competition anymore. It felt like a journey. Years later, Ethan became one of the most admired entrepreneurs in Willow Creek. Not because he was the smartest, the richest, or the fastest, but because he was the most authentic. When people asked him the secret to his success, he'd smile and say, "The sun and the moon don't compete. They both shine when it's their time." Thank you for watching.